Right, well this is what we're starting our day off with. We've got 75 grams of oats in here, 30 grams of protein powder, we've got 2 chopped up dates, then we've got 25 grams of peanut butter, and then we've got 200 millilitres of milk that we just need to stick into here. So this is what I'm starting my day off with. I'm going to eat this and then I'm going to catch up with all you guys in a bit. Today being Thursday means that today is an off day, but I prefer to actually call it a recovery day rather than an off day. And my kind of reasoning behind that is, quite frankly, I just really like coming in and going into the gym and kind of having my usual kind of time slot in the gym. And for me, when I kind of treat it as a complete off day, I end up being very restless and very bored, and I really just don't like it, as I don't really like being outside, not going to the gym every day. So I call it a recovery day, so it feels like I'm still going to the gym and I'm still doing a workout, but it's just a recovery workout, and by that I mean it's a mobility workout. So what I come in and I do, and I spend about probably the kind of best part, maybe 30 minutes foam rolling. So I foam roll my whole upper back, both my spinal erectors. I really focus on mashing and smashing my glutes. Like really smash my glutes, and I smash my TFL, and I spend a lot of time on my hamstrings, spend some time on my quads. I don't tend to spend that much time on my calves, tend a little bit, and then I kind of spend time on mashing my kind of my pec and my shoulders, especially the kind of your shoulder and pec minor thigh, and I really focus on smashing that. And then I move on to mainly where I kind of focus all my work is on my hips. I focus a lot of work on my hips, so I focus on really opening up my hips. I focus on really stretching my hip flexors out. I focus on doing some traction work with my hips. I do a lot of spinal decompression work, and I just and then I focus on as well just stretching out my pec minors and stretching out my lats and just making sure that I have good posture. And overall that usually takes me about 80 minutes roughly, and it's awesome because it just means that I can still get into the gym, I'm still in the gym, I'm still having a workout, but it's just a recovery workout rather than an actual workout. It's morning time, so it's time to weigh in again. So that is a new low, that is a big new low. So I'm probably going to have to start eating even more food, which is always a good thing. Okay, so we will be squatting and benching in about 30 minutes, so it's time to get 50 grams worth of Haribo, so that's 30, that is 41, let's get a cola bottle, one of them, there we go, so pretty much 51 grams, so I have one of them, and then also going to chuck in calorie-free Monster that has 150 milligrams of caffeine in it, as today's going to be a bit of a heavier day, and that is pretty much what we're going to do just before we train. That weigh-in that you saw earlier on in the video marks an 8 kilogram total overall loss. So when I actually started deliberately being in a calorie deficit and just trying to lose some weight, I weighed 113.8 kilograms at my heaviest, and now I'm down to 105.7, so I've lost over 8 kilos, and quite frankly, you know, my energy levels now are actually probably better than what they were when I was up there, so my energy levels definitely feel better. In just overall life, I am also, my sleep is much improved. I'm not being disturbed at night as much, so I'm not waking up during the night as much. I'm finding it a lot easier to go to bed. I just feel overall just so much better. And as well, one thing that I have found very surprising is that my mechanics themselves haven't been that negatively affected. I really don't feel the mechanics of the lifts, because obviously as your body mass changes, whether your body mass gets overall smaller, overall bigger, your leverages change, which is just obvious. Your leverages change, and with your leverages changing, then your mechanics, the mechanics of the lift are going to change. But I really don't feel that the mechanics of my lift have, they do feel different, they have changed, but they don't feel that they've been negatively affected, which is simply awesome. I mean, it really is just very good. I honestly wouldn't have expected to be able to come this far without really feeling such a negative effect on, without feeling that I would have had such a negative effect on my lifts, but I've really not. So it's been really good. And kind of what the plan is moving forward, obviously, as you know, I'm going to be competing in the GBPF, which has a 105 kilogram weight class, and my kind of goal is to kind of keep going down, so keep slowly lowering my body weight to about 105 kilos. So I'm probably going to go down to and be at about 105 kilos on the dot, maybe go just below, so maybe to like 104.7, 104.8, and then the plan is from there to then put myself into a very slight surplus and slowly bring my weight back up to about 106. So I would probably spend hopefully the next kind of two weeks, maybe 3 weeks, getting down to about 104.8, and then that would put me at just under 6 weeks out. So then I would then spend the next 6 weeks slowly being in a surplus and trying to get my weight up to about 106, so that I'm hitting the competition in a surplus, and then my goal would just to be water cut, just 1 kilo, which is really nothing. So that is kind of my plan of attack going forward. And just to quickly talk about today's workout, as I have not talked about it, I was to do 6 sets of 2 with 208 kilograms in squats. I was to do 6 sets of 3 on bench press. Both of them were 80%. Again, I didn't show you all sets and reps. And then here I was to do non-back assisted 4 sets of 7 with dumbbell shoulder press. And honestly, when there's no back assistance, it just makes the movement a completely different kettle of fish. And then I was to finish off with 3 sets of 8 of hanging leg raises.
Alright, we're just talking about, for real, don't empower the problem. Right? You're making it bigger than what it is. Alright, so I apologize, but I gotta go back just a little bit.
That was a pretty kick-ass workout, and one of the main things that I'm noticing this week especially that I've got from my workouts is an enjoyment factor. And the past 3, maybe even 4 training cycles, all I've cared about, all I've focused on is progression, progress. I want to hit this, I want to hit this, I want to hit this. When I hit the goal weight, that's not good enough, I want to hit this. And although that isn't a bad thing, and that you still need to have that, one thing you need to remember to enjoy it. And it did get to a point where I wasn't necessarily not enjoying the gym, but I wasn't having an enjoyment factor, because all I cared about was progression. And if in a certain workout, until I hit that weight, I was never happy or satisfied, and I took the enjoyment factor out of it. And that's something I'm trying to reintroduce. It's just the enjoyment factor into my training. The need for progression is still there. My want for progression is still there. I mean, at this competition in April, I honestly think I'm more motivated than I've ever been to hit a 600 pound squat. That is what I want to do. I want to break that 300 kilo deadlift barrier. I'm so motivated and going to do anything I need to do to get to that. And that need for progression is still there, but what I'm trying to reintroduce is actually just enjoying the training program, enjoy the process, and I'm trying to reintroduce that enjoyment factor. The need for progression is always going to be there, and the want for progression is always going to be there, but don't take away the enjoyment factor, because that is a big part of the process. So anyway, just finished up, about to do some mobility in my hips, just kind of roll out my glutes and open up my hips a little bit more, and just sipping on. I've got 400 millilitres of milk with 30 grams of protein, going to have that, and then I'm also going to have probably 200 grams of just bananas as well.
Would you ever forget anything you know? Take a chance to step outside.